What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Welcome to the RNEWS Evening Show. And let's just jump into it. From r/politics, Nancy Pelosi refuses to rule out second impeachment of Trump to delay Supreme Court battle. Impeach him over the Woodward tapes. Won't even have to call witnesses. Woodward being involved in 2 impeachments would be so freaking cool. Biden should give him a Medal of Freedom just to rub it in. I love it. He really is one of the greatest living journalists. If Ellen DeGeneres and Rush Limbaugh get him off, Woodward should definitely get one. Bob Woodward is brilliant. Here he is just before the 2016 election attempting to warn people how corrupt it is. www.youtube.com. Impeach Trump again, and while the Senate is dealing with that impeach bar. Well then goddamn, you should have been impeaching him every week. They really should have been. It's taken a long time for Democrats to realize that the most severe threat to U.S. national security is the Republican Party. Using impeachment to delay a Supreme Court nomination seems like a blatant admission that their impeachment is political and not merit-driven. You're watching the RNEWS Show. From r/World News. Leaked documents reveal some of the world's biggest banks allowed criminals to move dirty money around the world. Nobody should be surprised by this. We've always been aware of corruption, and living in the information age it's pretty easy for us to spot it. But we are relatively powerless to take any action against it. There are massive data leaks like the Panama Papers, but they have such a small impact. I built a dashboard tracking senators' stock trading, and you can see when someone like Richard Burr makes a very suspiciously well-timed move. But you can't really do much about it. Have you tried investing based off of those trades? Gotta be some arbitrage in there. They're reported well after the fact. It's annoying but needed, otherwise a politician selling shares could lead to mass panic and crash the stock market. The only true solution is making it illegal for them to trade in the first place. Anybody who becomes a politician should have to sign some waiver that their bank account and activity will be heavily monitored by the IRS during their term as well as years after they have finished. A law to watchdog the lawmakers, you say? Cannot fathom why that doesn't exist. Criminals allow criminals to move money, who knew? You're watching the RNEWS Show. From r/politics, use my words against me. A 2016 video of Lindsey Graham saying a Supreme Court vacancy should never be filled in an election year is going viral. Can we stop posting this like it's a goka? Republicans do not care. You get it. Only 4 things will help now. Adding extra judges to the Supreme Court. Removing the Senate filibuster. Statehood to Puerto Rico and Guam. President by popular vote. Edit. Easier said than done, but if you ask me, in 2014, that an unpopular US president would get 3 SC justices. Freedom to serve Russia, and ability to get away with 200,000 deaths. I would say, impossible. At least the 4 above are for the betterment of America. Here is a list of every GOP senator who back in 2016 said that a Supreme Court seat should not be filled in an election year. Here is how to call every single senator on that list. Edit. Holy crap, thanks for all the awards. While I have y'all's attention, please, make sure you are registered to vote and talk to your family and friends and make sure they are registered too. It might feel weird to talk about it, but this election, we can't play games. Make sure they're registered, and make sure y'all vote. A person's words can only be used against them if they have any worth in the first place. You're watching the RNEWS Show. From r/World News. Hackers leak personal data of 1,000 Belarusian police on weekend of protests. Any policeman who follows an obvious dictator under Russian influence instead of following the law and the will of the people may not be malevolent, but he certainly is a tool against democracy and should be treated as such. And broken tools need to be reforged in fire between a hammer and an anvil. No way to do this gently. People keep talking about how we can't blame these police officers for what their leader is doing. But, honestly, did y'all forget we punished the officers who worked for Hitler? If you want to fight for a dictator, and especially if you're hurting people to do it, you deserve persecution. These police are torturing people, beating them, and they get to keep their anonymity? No, they have to be exposed for the crimes they are committing. We should know who's out there taking loved ones and returning them black and blue. Edit. Historical inaccuracies. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/news. Salt Lake City officer charged with felony after ordering K9 to bite black man. Fun fact: if you kill a police dog, you can be charged and put in jail for many years, but if you're an officer who left the K9 in a hot car and it died, well, that's just a whoopsie to them. The dog's life only matters when convenient for them. Fun fact: military service animals are one higher rank than their handlers. That same whoopsie gets you in serious hot water. I'm an army handler. It's tradition but not regulation like it used to be in Vietnam. Now it's just typical animal abuse, neglect, etc. charges, which is the same end, different means. That being said, I know a guy that killed his dog by leaving him in a car in the middle of the summer for over 2 hours without checking on him. He got put on another dog and got an Iraq deployment. Everyone hates him. Edit. Asterisk after Vietnam. The military didn't give half of a frick about the dogs in Nam. Out of the over 4,000 dogs in Nam, only about 200 came home because they didn't want to waste the money shipping them back. They would literally just open the kennel's doors and set them free, and leave. I can only imagine after the war is over the shade dogs wandering the streets still attacking people till this day, known as the Ghost Dog Army. Population now in the millions, only to travel back to the US and attack the hands of the people who left them in the first place. I'd watch this movie. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics. Majority of voters say Trump should not nominate a Supreme Court justice. Poll. When has a Republican ever done what the majority wants? The majority of people, never. The majority of corporations, always. The majority of land. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like. And if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.